Hey, what's up, Johnny? Is it my imagination, or am I coming through pretty low res on the camera? Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. I think that looks a little better. Hey, what's up, Shut Up? It's been a while. How are you? Good, I'm doing well. How are your parents? How are your folks? Yes, it is the train. You thought it was a pot lid? Well, I guess it kind of works as a pot lid. This is what I was rendering out yesterday. I don't know. I may not keep this page. I might redo it. I'm not sure how I I'm not sure this needs to be a splash page to show the train like blowing repellent light. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not sure that that it needs to be a splash page. Seeing the train like blow this light up into the sky, it feels like I'm taking too many pages to give setting up information. I'm 18 pages in and I feel like I'm moving a little too slow as far as getting to the meat of the story, but it feels like I really needed to establish what the train does, how it works, the fact that there's this light that from a lantern that repels phantoms as they go through this dark countryside. I mean, yeah. I think I should keep it. I don't know. So what have you been working on? Yeah, you should be able to use it as a portfolio piece, right? Do you mean for concept art or something else? Shut Up says, I want to make loads of concept art. I was hoping to turn the OC story into a comic, but I've just started to talk with my friend about making it into a visual novel. That's really cool. Comics is honestly so much work that I feel like I'll never finish it. That is very relatable. Visual novel is so much easier. Yeah, well, especially if your writing style is very prose, it feels like you're more of a natural prose writer, which makes sense because that's more of the art you've consumed. So are you done with comics? Are you feeling like that's not something you want to try? Is this just for this one project, or is this by and large you want to try doing more visual novels or illustrated novels, I guess? All right, I'm switching up the music, you guys. Switching up the music. I want to hear something old. Something relaxing. I mean, this is good. I like this stuff. I just... Let's see. Oh, hey, Dave is also drawing right now. Wish I could listen to his... Can I do that? Could I listen to his stream while drawing mine? I kind of want to do that, but I'm afraid that I'm going to get like copyright struck or something. I don't want to fuck with his whole thing. Anyways, sorry. What was I doing? Bear with me. Oh yeah. Some sweet, sweet Gregorian chants. I listen to it any chance I get. That pun's for you. Whoever's making eye contact with the camera right now, I want you to feel really uncomfortable. That pun was for you. You guys like my blue light glasses? I feel the urge to point it out so people don't think I'm a dork who wears glasses all the time, like some kind of nerd. I am supposed to be wearing glasses, jokes aside. I'm technically nearsighted, but I stopped wearing glasses when I was a teenager because they admitted that the more I wore them, the more dependent on them I would become. And ever since I stopped using them, like 16 years ago, I mean, my vision is I'm still nearsighted, but I actually found that my vision improved slightly. Like I don't have as much trouble seeing things, so I'm just like not going to wear them ever. I don't have glasses and I refuse to. These are something I would recommend for most people, though. These are blue light glasses for people working on a Huion or a Cintiq. Can be very helpful. Here, I'll show you guys a page that I actually just finished. Shut up, you weren't here for that, so I'll show you some of my recent work. So this page, for anyone just tuning in tonight who hasn't caught my last few streams, this is my incredibly busy, perhaps far too busy interior. Whoops, I'm sorry. I have to fix this. I apologize. This is my full page. This is page 15 of book 2 of Black Marrow. I recognize that it's probably too busy for a comic book page, but I can't keep myself away from illustration tendencies. I just want to fill every corner of a page and then give the reader a chance to ignore it if they choose. But I recognize that this is probably about as busy as it should get. I mean, it kind of works because this page, I want to create a sense of paranoia, because it's from the point of view of a character who's, suffering from the knowledge that his moments are numbered. Let me read the chat. Probably not done, just experimenting. The thing is, all we gotta do is make a small demo, and if it goes well, we make the whole thing, and if that goes well, then I can make the comic too. Yeah, of course, you can have both comic and visual novels, so will be an exciting opportunity for me and my friends. For sure. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't realize what you were saying. Yeah, the period interiors. Okay, let me zoom in. I loved doing this. I know that it's like people say might be too much, because it's a level of detail that's very hard to sustain for a 100-page graphic novel where the entire thing is based on this Victorian train. But like, what am I gonna do? I can't stop myself. This is. Excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. I was just talking with Dan today about how weird it is. I was chatting on his stream and he kept yawning, and I was like, "What is with that?" I yawn whenever I start a stream too. He's like, "I don't know. It's like a phenomenon." So here we are, the circa 1800s train interior with some shenanigans I added to give it a little bit of a fantastical flair. They don't usually have big metallic prison doors, but this is supposed to be a train car where you can transport prisoners and the marshals can sit in style. And here he is having a horrifying vision of creatures that are after him. I really loved doing this panel because adding the wallpaper was really fun, but it's also the kind of thing I probably shouldn't do for every page because it is very busy. So, But yes, here it is. And this is a page I need to finish. This is an earlier page. This is page... Oh, this is a later page. Sorry, this is page 16. This is the page right after. I have to finish this one. And I'm still on this one. I'm doing everything in like weird waves. I'm also missing page 13 because that page is all background, so I'm like saving that. I don't know what I'm saving it for. I don't know what I'm doing there. But, yeah, so that's page 18. This is page 16. Maybe I can wrap up the inks for this one tonight. I just have to get this one panel done. This is a shot of the interior of the cargo car. And there's something coming out of the box. Dun, dun, dun. A creature. Some gross EC Comics ghouls coming at you. Oh man. Shut up. Shut up is getting on her juice here. She's getting on that soapbox. I'm all for it. You guys ready? She says, I like the 19th century Pullman cars. Whoa. People, we need to bring back the value of beauty and functionality, not one or the other. Yes, I agree. Preach. Detail like this, even in a comic, has a purpose beyond appearance. Thank you. I agree. I think the same way. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. The reason that I keep saying it's too busy is because I'm preempting what my editor's notes are going to be. Although, no, I shouldn't say that because my editor in this book really likes detail. And there's times where he'll encourage me to add more detail because he's like, no. He's like, go for it. He's like, take it back and do more. Because it's like, you set that standard, you should keep it going. But a lot of editors would look at that and be like, well, my favorite note from editors in comics. Sorry, I'm feeling spicy tonight. My favorite note from editors in comics is when they go, well, my eye doesn't know where to go because you got too much going on. My eye just doesn't know where to go. That's my favorite when they say that. Like, they don't, like, your page is so busy, I forgot that I'm supposed to go left to right when I read. I don't know. You had too many lines, so it confounded my sense of chronological reading. I don't even remember if I'm Eastern or Western anymore. Is it right to left? Is it left to right? I don't know anymore. It's like, it's such a ridiculous editor's note that it bothers me. I'm sorry, it bugs me because those, and I don't mean to be down on editors because they are necessary and many of them are very good at their jobs, but sometimes they just do this thing where they're like, well, I have to say something. Otherwise, what am I doing here? I don't know. Like, yeah. And it reminds me when I worked in film production, because there were people who I saw who were like production assistants who I was like, they're not doing anything. They're just like walking around looking busy. And then they'll like point out a problem that they need to fix. And it's usually because they're just like, I need to have a job here. I got to do something. Having said that, that is not my experience with Scout Comics. I want that to be clear. These guys are wonderful. These are the best editors I've worked with. I love them. Andrea, if you're watching this, I love you. This innocent guy. No, he's shouting. So basically, here, I'll take you through the chronology of this page. And if anyone's getting frustrated, I promise I will be drawing at some point. I'm just reviewing my story flow. These first two panels. It's going to be. This is like we've been setting up the train, right? So here, let me bring up this page. And it's a page you've all seen a million times because I keep showing it because I like it. Let me see if I even have it here. If I have to download it, I won't. But it's the shot. It's the wide shot of the train. Yeah, here. Okay, so there's this introduction shot of the train. Right, we get the big shot, and then we get all these little shots inside of things. Not this, but like things happening, him talking. And then when we get to this page, this is a conductor on the outside. He says, all aboard, like, we're leaving. And then we have this second panel, which I was thinking would be the wheels of the train, like, when they start to move. Or I would show the horn blowing, signaling that the train is pushing off. And it's my way of signaling, like, okay, the action is starting. We're moving now. Now we're all on the train. All of our characters are set. The pieces are set, and now shit's going to hit the fan. And that's why the next panel, we go to the cargo bay, and we see this box they lifted onto the train has smuggled in something nasty. And that's... So he's not even near the box. I don't think he'll be someone who gets killed by the monsters. I don't think so. He's just a handsome young man with a good job. And he's single, ladies. Whatever his name is. I've decided he's unmarried. At this moment. Okay. The smoke coming... Oh, from which page? This one? Or do you mean this one? Oh, no, not that one, because there's no smoke coming out. There's some steam, but you mean that? You mean this? Yeah. It's my tremendous exaggeration. Give him a name. Should I give him like a real name, like a name for a handsome young man, or should I give him like a silly name like the Uber Goober? Let me see. Yeah, I think it should be. See, I'm looking at the train. So what I'm doing here is I'm looking for something interesting to look at to signal that the train is moving in a single panel close up. I'm not sure exactly what I would pick. Curious. Yeah, maybe I'll just do a... I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't want to have everybody watch me deliberate. That's boring. I'm sorry. Shut Up says, it would be fun. It would be so funny if the train guy is a reoccurring character that keeps reappearing in the background, and his excuse is he keeps switching jobs because of the episode. Yeah, like he just keeps showing up in like trade jobs because his employment is continuously ruined by ghouls. Yeah, and he changes jobs like. Yeah, he's like, I can't get away from this guy. This Black Marrow asshole is just everywhere I go. Let me add a little bit of a wash in the background. I think this will be a good idea. Let's see. Yeah, okay, I'll take that. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Okay. I'm going to start closing out some of these I'm not using because I just have too much on there right now. Shut Up says Kevin. Johnny says his name should be Flubar Manshine. Stylistically, these are very diametrically opposed. I don't hate either of them. I think I might just combine them. His name is... I don't know. Flubar Manshine's going to be hard for me to remember. You can call him... Yeah, let's call him Kevin. It's fine. But if it makes you feel better, Johnny, Flubar Manshine could turn up later on in the story. Based on your input. When I hear the name Flubar Manshine, I'm picturing somebody with like a really dramatic, like slicked back, Elvis-y kind of haircut. Kevin F. Manshine? Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm debating like peeling off for a second and just doing a totally unrelated illustration. I'm like considering shaking it off and just doing something that I'm something else, because I've been drawing this comic a lot and I feel like I need to, I don't know, maybe I should be working on something else for a bit just to shake it up, because I'm getting a little bit like I'm a little stuck right now, which is what you're witnessing. By the way, shut up. You should definitely feel free to send me some of your work, and I'll show it right now on the chat, just to talk about it. If you felt like showing the designs you're working on, I'll talk them over. I don't know, if you feel like it. Oh, you know what? Sorry, I just remembered, actually. I know what to do here. All that guff. This is good. I'm going to make these panels a little bit thinner. Hey, what's up, Edgar? Oh, shut up. You sent me your work. Okay, give me like 15 minutes and then I'll show some of your work to everybody and I'll tell them some personal information about you. You're into that, right? You like when people talk about your personal life? Yeah. You guys, you can tell by her reaction that Shut Up is really into that. She loves it when people just start giving out her personal info. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't even joke about that. Some people get really afraid. That makes sense. I don't know. For some reason, I don't have that anxiety about people knowing anything about me, but I also feel like it's probably because I'm not very smart. Like I probably should be weary of that in a way that I'm just like, oh, whatever. Like I feel like I'm just not important in any way that would lead to like, but it's probably my mistake to think that you need to be important for people to be weird and creepy. Like I remember I was listening to this interview with Bill Burr, and he basically, he's talking about stuff, and I think it was what's his name, Klein, that H3 podcast. I don't listen to them. I find them really grating, but I did see this clip where they're talking to Bill Burr, and he starts like mentioning stuff he knows about, just really general things about where his family lives, like in what state. And Bill Burr was like, don't say that shit. He's like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, some crazy person's going to hear it. And the host is like, what? He couldn't believe it. But it's because he doesn't have Bill Burr's level of fame. He doesn't have that, like, he doesn't get that that's like something that legitimately frightens people. Because people on the internet are crazy. They're nuts. Edgar says, if I got docs, it'd be fine. What am I drawing? I'm working on my comic book. Here's some other pages from the book. This is they're all incomplete pages. This is a panel of BLACKMARROW. He was taking a nap. He's a cowboy character, and he's kind of pushing his hat up so he can like acknowledge someone who's entered the room, even though he's technically not looking at her. So I found the best way to draw him, even though he's a wolf man. I don't start with the wolf. I try not to start with the wolf-like features, and I found that it's better to actually just draw a human man's face, like a regular human face, and then add the wolf man features on top, because it helps me to create the actual look that I want, which is a you know, the way you feel when you saw old old Wolfman movies where it's a guy in a costume. You know, it doesn't. I don't want to do something that strictly kind of feels like Hellboy, where it's like something that, you know, oh, I could only imagine Hellboy drawn in Mignola's style. I didn't want BLACKMARROW to be one of those things where it's like, you know, if this ever picked up or got popular, I don't want it to be something where it's like, if anybody else draws BLACKMARROW, it doesn't feel right, like that kind of thing, you know, like it feels off. I mean, it's going to feel off in some way whenever anyone draws it who's not the person who originally drew it. It's always a comparison. But I want the design to be really iconic, more so than the style in which the design is conveyed. Which is why I try to go for kind of realism with this book, because you know, if I went too far into stylization, or not too far, but just further than I intended into stylization, I think that there's a risk of it feeling like the threat isn't there. You know, you don't. I want you to feel like when you see him, like you could hear BLACKMARROW's voice in your head, like if you were watching him in a movie. Like it aspires to something kind of cinematic in terms of the look and feel of the world. You know. So, because I had someone ask me, like, you know, how did you land on his look? And I was like, well, I just, you know, try to imagine what it would look like if we were designing it for a film. You know, if you were doing a really nice, moderately budgeted movie where you didn't want the character to be done in CGI or some ugly crap, you know, where it just looks like fake. It's always better to have an actor in an outfit, you know. As uncomfortable as costumes can be, the end product is usually more satisfying to look at. That's what I think about whenever I watch like old Ninja Turtle movies, where they're, you know, the Jim Henson puppets. They just look incredible. Okay, so I can already tell this is going to be super lopsided. I'm afraid to flip the image. I know I have to, but I know it's going to be a shocking, horrible thing. Yeah, you see, it's very asymmetrical. It's not as bad as I thought it would be, but it is fairly not irredeemable. But the asymmetry is, ugh. It's always a terrible moment because then when I flip an image, I'm like, oh my god, is this how you guys see it? It's like, well, it's not even conveying what I wanted to convey. Now that I look at it, does it look like he's pushing his hat up? It doesn't. The crease on his mouth is all wrong. Ugh. Ryan. Maybe I'll just get rid of this hand. Hey, what's up, Lupita? Yeah, Shut Up was right. There's a lot more people, a lot more new faces than I'm used to seeing. How are you, Lupita? I'm sorry I didn't see your. I didn't see exactly what you're responding to. What's really cool? Thank you. If it's anything I did, thank you. um, what looks like something your grandma would disapprove of? What he's doing? What I'm doing? Oh, yeah, you're. Yes, the fact that your grandmother will not approve of this should be something that I would put in the marketing if I was like an edgelord. This isn't your grandma's comic. Oh god, that would be so terrible. Do you guys like this music? You guys want me to switch it up? I need to change his hair a little bit because I need to make it more or less consistent with the previous page where it's. Here, I'll show you what I have in the previous page. Hold on. Actually, give me a minute. Before I do that, I think I want to keep sketching this out because I'm feeling really good about it now. That's what he's going to be doing with his hands. Yes, okay, I have a better idea than I did before. His hands, they're going to be like folded in front of him. Oh, thanks. What kind of stuff were you working on, Lupita? Thank you guys. I can't wait to ink this. I'm really excited. I'm excited to ink this. Whenever I get to just do a close-up of a grizzly face, I'm like, yes. Okay, this is gone. Don't need that. Okay. Hold on, I need to reference Ravens real quick. I constantly need to... It's a perfect shot. Okay. So, I do a lot of like ravens. Like one of the main characters is a talking raven, and I am consistently shocked at how large ravens are. They're just like really big birds, bigger than you would think. Whenever you see them, excuse me, whenever you see them just near people, they're always just like impressively large. This might be too much though. Yeah, I think something like that. Yeah, he has almost the size of a human head. What am I doing? Okay. So I usually would be already inking by now, but I've been kind of changing my process lately where I'm doing tighter sketches before I ink. That's why I'm spending a little bit extra time on this. And the reason for that is I just noticed some of my drawings were better. Like my final inks were better if I did a tighter sketch. So I just start catching things. I start noticing things. So this would be page 19. Okay. Now I'm gonna turn it into blue line. I'm trying to get it to be lighter. Okay. Sorry, let me just make sure I'm not getting any emergency texts. Somebody. Damn, guys, it's late. This is late for me. I'm gonna ink this and I'm gonna go to bed. I can't believe I didn't realize what time it was. I'm usually in bed at like 10:30 and it's almost 11. For geriatric people like me, it's very hard to be up at this hour. I start sundowning. Once you're 38, once you turn 38, you become incurably insane once the sun goes down. So I have to be very careful. Let me read the chat. Lupita says, I am editing videos at the moment, just on scrolling through YouTube lives in the background. Hey, I'm glad I could be the one you landed on. Yeah, this is what other artists are up to. Here we are. Johnny says, hey, what's up, Johnny? He says, Ryan, have you seen that box set of New Yorker cartoons that has about 3,000 cartoons in it? No. I haven't. I do have a collection of New Yorker cartoons, though. But it's just a hardcover of a few decades of work. Edgar just uploaded their first video. Hell yeah, Edgar. What's the video of? What did you upload? Looking at it now, I don't know if I like the ear placement of how I sketched it out earlier. Oh, thanks, Edgar. I hope so too. Yes, the raven is his familiar, totally. Absolutely, literally called his familiar, yes. Okay, the guys, I gotta go to sleep. It's late. I'm gonna continue this tomorrow. I hope you'll join me. Until then,